Well, good morning, our wonderful friends. The question is how to have a fantastic life. The answer is wake up. Wake up to the beauty of your being. Wake up to the wonder of this world that you are living in. Wake up to the possibilities surrounding you. Wake up to the potential within you. Wake up to the people that love you. Wake up for the opportunities waiting for you. Wake up and look around and be alive and be aware of all that exists in your world, and you will begin to appreciate the beauty that surrounds you, the beauty that is you, the beauty that is awaiting you. And from that place of appreciation, you will grow in gratitude. And from that gratitude, you will bring forward even more fantastic, beautiful, wondrous opportunities and possibilities to play with. It really is that simple. You can listen to our messages, and there will be many of them available on YouTube thanks to our darling Sharon and our wonderful Roger, putting forth the messages in the beginning of our show and some of them throughout the show. You will hear a consistent theme that says this life that you are living is a wondrous opportunity for you to be able to grow and expand and learn all the verities of existence that you can within this time-space, physical reality called life on planet Earth. And when you take the time to bring yourself into the present moment awareness, you will see that you have the power to make choice. This is very important. When you bring yourself into the present moment, you will be able to see, to feel, and to know that you have the capacity to make a choice. Every second of your existence is making choices. Every choice you make has results. The results are information about whether or not you're pleased with the choices. Now, sometimes it gets confusing because in a linear time-space continuum modality such as this planet Earth life existence, you might make a choice today, and that choice may take an hour, a week, a month, several months, sometimes several years to come into physical reality so that you can experience the result of the choice, so that you can decide whether or not you like the result. Because of the delayed time response, it appears to you that life is happening to you instead of through you. But my darlings, we guarantee you that a majority of what is happening to you has happened from you and your decision-making abilities and your choices from what you call the past. Now, to you, 20 years might seem like a long time. In the yardstick of eternity, it is barely a breath. But to you, in this time-space continuum, it takes that amount of time for some of your decisions to come into fruition. Rarely do those decisions come into fruition just because you thought them once. If you had a thought that you would like to be an astronaut, and it was just a thought that went through your mind, and that was the only thought you ever had, chances are pretty good that one's not going to come into physical reality. Because in order for that thought to be brought into this physical reality, there are multiple steps that need to happen for you to even be considered in the running for those who will be astronauts flying out in space. If you decided that you wanted to be a musician and it was just a thought, again, it would be difficult for that to happen if you didn't put in some effort and focus and time learning music, an instrument, and voice, or whatever modality you chose to be a musician. So too is it with being happy. If you want to be happy, and it's a thought that says, someday I'd like to be happy, but right now I'm really unhappy if my life doesn't work, and there's this reason and that reason and that reason and that reason why it doesn't work. And I know it won't work very good because I've got this person and that person and that person and that person in here that are stopping me from being happy. But someday I'd like to be happy. If you look at the ratio of unhappy thoughts to happy thoughts in that last barrage of statements, you will see what is creating the reality for that individual. Let us put a different possibility out. Sometimes life is a struggle, but you know what? I enjoy the life I'm living right now. And I know that as I move forward in my life and as I find new ways to express myself, I'm going to create a wondrous day today. And as I create a wondrous day today, I know that my life is going to get better. I know that I'm going to move into a better space and a happier time and a more vibrant vibration. And as I do that, I am going to feel so good that the feeling of stuckness I was just experiencing a moment ago is going to be able to dissolve. See the difference? See how one set of thoughts with a thought about happy and several unhappy followers created an energy of lethargy, of slowness, of downness. And the other with a sad thought, followed by many, many happy thoughts, created vibrant, vibrational expansion. That is how you create your lives, my darlings. And if your life is in any way incongruent with what you think you want, we suggest that you look at the thoughts and the feelings you are projecting throughout your day. What has happened for most of you is that the way you think has become a habit. It's become such an ingrained habit that you don't even hear the words you're saying. You don't even notice what you're projecting. One of the things that we would like to suggest is if you have an individual in your life who is more vibrantly alive and happy and abundant and fulfilled than you feel you are, and you want to be like that, if this person is agreeable, we invite you to ask them to point out to you when they see or hear you behaving in ways that validate and encourage the life you don't want. so that you can begin to reframe the life you do want. If you can find people who are wanting to encourage your growth and willing to help you notice self-limiting beliefs and thoughts and feelings that are hindering you, then you can begin to notice when you've fallen back into a habit of behavior and thinking that is keeping you stuck. That is one way to move it more powerfully into where you want to go. And, of course, my darlings, we invite you to ask your spiritual guidance, your angels, your guardians, your guides, your gods, whatever phraseology works for you in creating the belief and connection to your spiritual guidance. Ask them to help you be aware and awake. And finally, here is a final bit of information that could help so powerfully. If you could take and set aside a certain amount of time each day, we would like to suggest at least 20 minutes a day for meditating, preferably 20 minutes morning, noon, and night if we had our way. And then if you have a little alarm thing through your phone or your watches to kind of just go off periodically throughout the day, every so many hours, just beep, 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 or hello, whatever your phone will do. It can give you little messages. It could say something like, wake up. And in that moment, you look at what you have been thinking in that moment. You review what you were thinking in the last hour. And you look for areas that you could change and improve and increase the vibrancy of your thoughts and your feelings so that you begin to condition yourself to pay attention so that eventually it won't be necessary to have a reminder, beep, beep, beep. Well, let's choose a different phrase. That sounds like the truck backing up. Hello, hello, hello is much better. Or whatever word you want. Yes, yes, yes. Awake, awake, awake. Live, live, live. There are so many possibilities of what you can set up to remind you to wake up periodically throughout your day. Now, what we hear from our physical friends constantly is, Gregory, it takes too much effort. I don't have time to do that. You don't realize what a challenge my day is. My darlings, when you do that, you're telling your spiritual divine intervention how big your problems are. What we're inviting you to do is tell your problems how powerful your divine intervention is. Be in alignment with the wisdom of the divine within your life and know that the solutions available to you far exceed the problems you are presenting. The universe is rigged for growth. It's rigged for expansion. It's rigged to support you in your growth and expansion. There are no problems existing in this universe that do not have a solution. You may not like some of the solutions, but we guarantee you they exist. We guarantee you that there are often more solutions than you are seeing from your limited perspective. It's rather like when Edison was working with all of the people who worked with him. This was not a solitary task that he was working on, my darling. He and all those working with him, 1,000 times or more, 10,000 depending on some reports, 1,000 depending on others, times that didn't make a light bulb until the answer on how a light bulb could be made presented itself. But even that wasn't the only answer. That was just an answer that got past the belief that there wasn't a way to have a light bulb. How many modalities has mankind and womankind found since then to create ways of making light? There are multiple opportunities when you get past the belief of I can't into the knowing that there's always a solution. So, to be clear and to condense what we have said, there is no problem without a solution. As you wake up to that knowing, you wake up to the energy of living in the solution and looking for the solutions and being awake to the solutions. By noticing the beauty and the wonder and the fantasticness of your opportunity to be here in this life, on this planet, in this time-space continuum, playing and learning to live your life full out. Wake up, my darlings. Vibrate in the knowing. Be in the joy of appreciation. Acknowledge the wonder of your life and say, I love my life, and I am grateful for the opportunity to be here. Thank you, thank me, and bless us all. Yes, yes, yes. Namaste.